Well, it's finally here, Hogwarts Legacy Early Access, and thank you, VB Games, for gifting me a key to Hogwarts Legacy, and I get the opportunity to play this extra early, and I want to tell you a little bit about the settings before you jump into the game and how you can avoid some of the stutter. And what I've learned from other games, I thought I would pass on to you that you could try. Welcome in, my name is Fusa, and let's take a quick dive into the settings. The first thing I want to point out is here. If you go to graphic options, this display that we see in front of us is actually when you log into the game for the first time. This is what you will see. And here we can see it's everything ultra, but if you go down a little bit, they have run a benchmark, apply recommended graphic settings. So this is new, and I would recommend you to run this. And here we see hardware benchmark. This will run an automatic hardware analysis of your machine. You may experience a brief pause, after which the recommended graphical settings will be pre-selected for you. Accept. And it's complete. And yes. And apparently everything is set to ultra for me. So if you begin with this, run the benchmark. And next, I would experiment with like fog quality and sky quality, perhaps, or just in general, put everything to medium to begin with, and then adjust some of these textures a little bit higher if your PC can't run. But I wouldn't recommend to put everything on the lowest as well, because I have noticed, or my friend have noticed, if they put everything to medium, it runs sometimes smoother than on the lowest. So they explained it could be like the PC works better if it's a little bit higher. I don't know how, but that's something you're doing wrong as well. Don't put everything to the lowest. You could put it to the medium instead. Like we have low, medium, high, ultra. So we have 4 different levels. But would also population quality, and I would maybe put them down a little bit as well. Ray tracing, this is by standard off, but you could try to put it on, but sometimes it's not that. The game tends to go crazy. If you check the other settings, if you have issues, it launches in a windowed full screen, and you can also select monitor. If you have issues with settings, I would try to switch from windowed full screen to windowed. Sometimes it runs a little bit smoother that way. So that's what I would say, and also try to turn VSync off, and you could always lower the FPS, but are we running at 360 FPS? And depth of field, you could turn off motion blur off. I know a lot of people want to turn off motion blur. And here we have the audio options. I like the subtitles on. And if you don't like people talking, you can just mute everyone. And you could also adjust gameplay options here as well. With the camera, speed toggle, the sensitivity of everything. Like if aiming is a little bit tricky, you could adjust that as well. And here we can also see the control options. Mouse options. There we go. Like, look at the spell set 1, spell set 2, cast spell, and accessibility options. And you can turn on a menu reader, and you can also turn on off colorblind mode. Here we can see like red, green, and there are two different types of red, green settings as well, but also yellow, blue. But you could also like adjust, are you left-handed or right-handed? And switch sticks aiming, spellcast mode, aim mode. So yeah, this is a quick look into the settings. And this is kind of enjoyed that you show HUD tracking, standard notifications, quest notifications, XP level up notifications. I love everything notifications, but if you dislike all of these, you can turn it off. Okay, let me know what you think, and see you in game, or do we? Subscribe for more beginner guys. See you in the next one. Thanks.